Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? If I sound a bit stuffed up, it's because I am. I couldn't play on Wednesday night. My kids were ill, I was ill. I feel pretty good now, like maybe 90%, but still have a bit of lingering bit of a cough, and also I just sound kind of horrible. But good evening. How hard is it to get Scottish citizenship? I don't know if you can specifically get Scottish citizenship. It's probably United Kingdom citizenship that you would need. If you've got a job here, if you get a job, I don't think it's too hard. I think you just have to hold a job for like 3 years. But good evening. Opinion on the current assault cannon. Do not take the current assault cannon. I think it's one of the worst weapons in the game. If the assault cannon had 1 point of AP, it might be okay. There's a few weapons like that where, like, for whatever reason they gave them devastating wounds. I think it's rubbish. Anyway, what's everyone doing tonight? Everyone hanging out? Everyone doing some painting, making some models? My new Eldar stuff still didn't come, by the way. I'm hoping it'll be here for next weekend. I'd ordered the codex and a box of warp spiders, but nothing yet. So all we've got from the new Eldar range is that one model that we got last week, the Phoenix Lord. Hello Dracula, hello, how you doing? Evening Eternal Crusader, nice to see you. Hope everyone's having a good week. I felt, I feel like I felt annoyed that I wasn't able to go live on Wednesday, honestly. Because I guess my battle reports get lots of views, and sometimes they help the channel keep ticking over for a couple of days, so I was kind of annoyed that I couldn't go live on Wednesday, but I'm sure you can tell by the way I sound tonight, and I'm probably going to be coughing at some point during the stream, that you believe that I was pretty unwell. God, we were at accident and emergency again with my kid on, I think it was actually Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. It was like right when I was going to be playing. If I tried to play on Wednesday night, my wife had to take the kid to A&E. She got croup again. Don't know how many times our daughter's going to get croup, but God will be glad when she grows out of that. It's been a productive day, Eternal Crusader. Finished up Azrael and began working with my Inner Circle companions. Yeah, the only good thing about me on Wednesday was because I was so unwell, it just meant that I just sat around in the evening and painted a bit. I never get to just sit around and not get bothered by anyone and do painting, so I finished my Dante on Wednesday night. So that's something. Dante's been unfinished for God knows how long, so now I filmed the whole thing as well, because I've been painting him over like multiple days. So I'll finally get my Dante painting video out at some point in the next couple of weeks, because it is 100 files though, so it'll take me a few minutes to edit that. Matthew's working on Blood Angels Captain. Evening Mike, how are you? How was the 4 repulsor list? That's what you were playing this week? And then once I'd finished Dante on Wednesday night, I made myself a second. So I basically have the ability now to field two squads of company heroes. I don't know if I'm going to, but I have the models ready to go if I want to field 2 squads of company heroes. I think I might try it, we'll see. I haven't tried company heroes and angelic inheritors yet, So I guess we'll have to see what people say about them in Angelic Inheritors. Do people like company heroes in Angelic Inheritors? Five Impulsors, 2 Lancers, 1 Razorback. The only thing that was not in a tank was the Sanguiner. You're crazy. Can I take named Blood Angels characters in Angel Sanguine? Well, you sort of can, because all the rules on that have changed, right? Like, it used to be that there was like limitations on what you could run as successor chapters and all that, but now if you're just running them in the Blood Angels attachment because you don't have any other choice, then I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't see any, because you have to play them with the Blood Angels rules, so there should be no reason that you couldn't run as the named characters in the successor chapters. Not that I'm aware of anyway. Hello Hadley, how are you doing? The problem with company heroes is that you have to attach a character to them. Yeah, I mean, I run my company heroes with, like you said, you have to attach the character to them, so you attach the captain. And I actually don't know if there's much other option, like lieutenant maybe? But no, if I was going to run the 2 squads of company heroes, I feel like I would attach the captain to them for sure. I suppose a lieutenant might not be the worst idea, if you just wanted to have them a little bit cheaper. I suppose the problem with the lieutenant is you might be able to be precisioned out of the squad, right? Hello Stalkin, how are you doing? How do I feel about 60 intercessor list? I don't like it. I think there's far too many things in the game that just kill intercessors left, right and centre, and I honestly don't think intercessors have all that much killing power. Even with the improvements that they got with extra bolter shots, it's still only bolters. There's a lot of things in the game where they just... 10 years ago, bolters were really good. For the last sort of like 5 years, I've just felt like bolters, like, you never fire bolters and go, oh my god, those bolters, look at what they did. Like, gone are the days of like bolter fire ever being scary. It feels like regardless. I played an Ultramarines list that had like 700 bolter shots per turn. That's right, 700 bolter shots per turn. That's what he had. It might not have been 700, but it was definitely... I could probably work it out. It was 18 aggressors, and they could get... they get 9 shots per model average. You stood still, you could fight twice, so it was 18. So 18 times 18. I can't do that in my head. 180 plus... Yeah, so the aggressors get like 330 bolter shots. At least before they did, when you used to be able to... Ultramarines used to be able to move and shoot with their aggressors and get like that 300 shots. Then he had like 6 centurions. Then he had a bunch of other bolter fire. It might not have been 700, but if it wasn't 600, it was like 580. So I played against a list that had like 580 bolter shots as like a pretty standard Blood Angels list. And like I lost by like 1 point. It wasn't even the bolter fire that ended up killing me. It was like probably just bad plays, or I think I whiffed a couple of attacks here and there and made some bad decisions. But bolters are just they're not scary anymore. Is this the Blood Angels captain? No, this is the company champion model. The one that they sold by himself for a hot minute before they put him in that new company heroes box. Do you remember there was like it must have been like between editions. I think they sold this guy by himself as the model, like just a company champion. I think it was like before the Primaris company champion before he had a data sheet, they sold this model for him. And I bought the model because I assumed that he would get a data sheet. He never got a data sheet, he just got merged into the company heroes. And then that's why my company heroes are like jerry-rigged models, because I was like, ugh, I've already got one of them. I only need to jerry-rig like a couple here. Two Vindicators gave you a big win against the Nids this week, Hadley. Yeah, I keep thinking that maybe I should just do 2 Vindicators. I was actually thinking, like, maybe my next list, even though it's not my favourite thing to play, just do 2 Vindicators and 2 Ball Predators. And, like, give it a spin, you know, like, I know it's probably not going to be my favourite list. I know it's probably not going to be something I maybe even stay with. But, just give it a whirl, because it's good to practice things, and I don't have another tournament lined up at the moment. So I guess if I've got no tournament lined up on the horizon, I got time to practice. This is the new company, this is the new captain. And this is definitely a Tycho replacement, because I put that head on him that's the Crimson Lord's head, that's like half face, half golden mask. Right. We'll put some paint on him as well, right? And this is my company standard for my alternate heroes, where I've got them on not 1 but 2 base extenders. He was the metal model from 1992, I guess. There's a number there, 1992. And then I put him on so he came on a 25, I put him on a 33mm base extender, and then now he's on a 40mm base extender. So, and this guy is metal. I actually hacked off his head because he was unhelmeted and put this helmet on him. The helmet didn't fit super well. Yeah, even the gun's metal. Yeah. And then this is a Sangre Guard banner. So, I've been doing a bit of converting. It was a store anniversary model. No, I don't think it was a store anniversary. I didn't go to the store for it. I bought it online. I'm like 90% sure. Oh, he was an event exclusive that he went into made to order. There you go then. So that's how I got him. Yeah, it was weird. He went made to order, and then he never really got rules. I don't think he ever got rules, and then he just got merged into the company heroes. Ah, this guy's bit on top of his head is broken. God damn it. How did that happen? I haven't dropped him, so it's probably not fucking kids. One of them's been in here and touched this model. God damn it. They always do that, the kids. They break something and they just hide. And they don't... Ah, it really has broken now. God damn it. Oh well, we'll not be painting this guy for a few minutes while this dries. Burnt Centurions down, taking down Knights with heavy bolters in 9th edition. Yeah, I mean, there has been some shenanigans with bolters, I suppose, and aggressors did have a hot minute there in the meta when they were taking down everything with bolters, right? But, like, for the most part, if you just have strength 4 bolters with nothing much else, maybe 1 AP and maybe a boatload of shots, I don't think that's that meaningful. In any capacity, right? Like, I suppose if you've got lethal hits and stuff like that, then maybe things start becoming interesting. If you have sustained, if you have bunches of rerolls. But I don't even know if I think that Stern Guard unit, because one of the things people were saying was like, what about Stern Guard in Angelic Inheritors, right? Because you could take 10 stern guard. And if they're within 12 inches, they get rapid fire 3 on their bolters, and their bolters have devastating wounds. So you get 30 shots, you could pay 1 CP to get sustained. You can reroll all hits if you use Oath of Moment. You can reroll all wounds if you use Oath of Moment. So it'd be 30 hits, sustained, rerolling all hits, rerolling all wounds. 6s are dev wounds. But my issue with it is, like, I think that works until you go into like a high toughness thing. And then if you have to shoot into high toughness, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna have to shoot into high toughness. Alright, let's think about this for a minute. If I'm shooting into high toughness, I'm probably only wounding on 6s. If you're only wounding on 6s, regardless of how many shots you've got, you're gonna lose an awful lot of your DPS because you're only wounding on 6s. So I think like Sternguard are way more exciting to me than Intercessors. Sorry, we're on a mad tangent about Intercessors. But even, like, if I haven't started building my next Angelic Inheritors list, I guess I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. But, like, I don't think I'm even going to consider Sternguard. I just don't think they're meaningful enough. Sorry, Todd, did I say hello to you? Hello. Hello, Campbell. Well, everything wounds on 6s, so mass volume, you will get wounds. Yeah, but that's all you'll get, right? Like, I feel like if you... I mean, just math it out statistically. If you got sustained 6s, you should get about 36. 36 hits, I think? But you're 88% chance of getting hits. So you end up with something like 32, maybe. So you get 32 wound rolls, but you're only wounding on 6s. So you roll all 32. Statistically, you get like 5, and then you just re-roll everything else. You get another 5, but that's like... So you should get about 10 dev wounds. But you guys know as well as me, you can quite often roll 30 dice and have no 6s. Like, that happens. And it just feels like that's not a reliable play, in my opinion. So I'm not gonna do Sternguard, I don't think. Just because I think that it's too... I think it's unreliable. Did we all see the new Blood Angels model? I did not. What is the new Blood Angels model? Where was that shown? I must admit, because I hadn't been feeling so well, I fell asleep on the couch this afternoon, so I didn't see any new model. The key for the Sternguard combo is that you need to be close. And then you use a captain and you do the finest hour and all that. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, I just don't know if I feel like... Because the thing is, to do the Sternguard combo, don't you need... So you need the captain, and you need the 10 Sternguard, and then you probably need like a repulsor to deliver them, right? That's another 180 points. I don't know. I just don't know if I feel like plowing the best part of 450 points into a unit that probably only wounds into certain matches up on 6s is something I'm willing to do, I guess. Oh, he's on Angron's base? Very funny. Very funny. Well, do you know what? I've got a new World Eaters model on my Dante's base. There he is. That's the first ever World Eaters model I've painted. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? I had no fucking idea how to paint a demon head. I never had done that before. I don't know if it's particularly good, but I thought it looked okay. Dante's better with wings, right? And you get a good day to get him varnished. Yeah, I'm very lucky that I play against Colin, who had literally just started his demon army, and he'd bought a Bloodthirster, and he was like looking at it, and I was like, could I have the spare head? He's like, why do you want a Bloodthirster head? I was like, you don't need to know, but could I please have your spare Bloodthirster head? It looks like Kabanda. That's kind of the idea behind it. Did Dante fight? Dante fought a World Eater demon in the Devastation of Baal, didn't he? Or am I remembering incorrectly? I feel like it's been long enough I should read Devastation of Baal again. I really thought we would have had a new book like Post Darkness in the Blood by now. Like, we looked it up on our podcast not too long ago, and we were like, oh my god, Darkness in the Blood was like 3 or 4 years ago at this point. Time flies, man. Mephiston did? Okay. Dante fought the Hive Tyrant? Yeah, okay. We did get a new book. Yeah, I mean like a 40k book, not Horus Heresy, man, come on. I actually need, like, I started reading the Siege of Terra series, and I must admit I found it very difficult. I finished Solar War, and I felt like Solar War was such a grind for me. I didn't start book 2 yet. But yeah, Solar War, like, it just took me ages to get through that book. I found it very difficult. It wasn't even like the story was bad, it was just maybe the writing style was very difficult. It's John French who wrote Solar War. This is an ancient metal model which has been rebased twice, so that he is now on a 40mm base, and he could be the leader of or he could be the banner bearer for Company Heroes. I am going to be just bouncing around with different models tonight though, to keep things fresh. I have a lot of characters that I've started over. I need some lead belcher, that's what I need. The Sternguard rule does apply to melee attacks as well, yeah. So you get to reroll hits and wounds in melee as well. That's correct. If you're going into with a moment target, yeah. I'm not saying I think Sternguard are totally bad. I'm just saying I think it's an awful big point investment, and I think I prefer lots of small MSU units that cost less points. But then, I mean, it's hard to argue that, like, we have nothing else that can just do flat out 10 devastating wounds, do we? Like, there is nothing else in our codex that comes close to that in terms of the raw dev wound output. Maybe Astrath leading 10 Death Company. But every time I seem to try Astrath with 10 Death Company, I never seem to do all that many devastating wounds. Let's see Dante? Sure. I'm going to make a painting video on Dante because I filmed all the steps that I did when I was painting him. But I very much paint battle ready. I'm not like a pro painter or anything like that. This guy probably still took me like 10 hours though. I wasn't really happy with lightning on his axe, but I'm never really happy with lightning on the axes that I do, so. Thanks, dude. I'm just glad he's done. He's been lingering around for fucking ages, so It was good to get him finished. But I am planning to use the Sanguinar in my next Angelic Inheritors list. I think the list's basically going to start with like three-man squads of Sangre Guard, Dante, 2 captains, the Sanguinar, I guess infiltrators, and then maybe double Vindicator. I haven't quite decided if we're going to go double Vindicator, but maybe. And there also is, part of me is like, should I just try double Vindicator, double Ball Predator, just for the totally meta approach? Maybe, we'll see. Good evening, Christian. The new Angron is horrendous. How come? Angron's such a divisive model. People hated the last one as well. Double Vindicator, double Lancer? I don't think so. I think I was going to do double Vindicator plus double other tank. It would definitely be Predators. You just hate all of it, okay. I must admit, like, I don't really have any positive or negative reactions when I look at armies that I don't collect, I guess. Like, I look at Angron, I couldn't care either way. I'm like, it's Angron, you know, I'll kill him on the battlefield, but I guess because I don't collect them, I just don't care. That's why last week when I was making that Eldar model, that new Phoenix Lord that was an absolute nightmare to make, that like halfway through the model I was just like, oh, I just don't care about this model at all, because it's Eldar and I don't care about Eldar, typically. And this model is so fiddly. Do you have any thoughts on company heroes? I mean, you've not been watching the channel, Alex, because I don't stop banging on about how fucking great they are. I've been running one squad of company heroes in my army now since like May last year. And dare I say, I won a GT because of how tanky those company heroes are. I think they're awesome. That's probably why I can't bring myself to drop them, right? Because they literally made a game-winning play when I was at the top table against a really good opponent and we're both 4-0. And the company heroes won that game for me. Or at least they made one of the... There's a couple of plays that win a game of 40k, but they made one of the best plays that I've ever made with the company heroes. And I feel like the only unit that could have done that play is the company heroes. I don't shut up about company heroes. I love them. I've been working on... I can feel too... Like, this captain here, this banner bearer here... Oh, I've put the other two away. Have I put the other two away? Yeah, look, here's the second squad. This is this here. This could be company hero squad number 2. All on 40mm bases, all scratch built again. None of this. Oh, well, he's not scratch built. But these 4 guys, like, this is a heavy intercessor. This is a heavy intercessor with a bolt rifle. This is a. like a Blood Angels Praetor, like a 30k model. And this is an old ass, I don't even know what this is. This is just an old ass metal marine. I must have converted them and stuck on a Sangreguard banner. But yeah, I mean, like I've just been working on I just got these guys together this week. So if I want to, I can field 2 squads of company heroes. Mine will be inside impulsors though, probably. Because I think company heroes inside impulsors are hot shit. Harold's buying 2. 1 for the Blood Angels Commander meta. I appreciate that, Harold. Apparently you watch the videos where I don't talk about them. I mean, watch the video. The video is like... There'd be 2 that I probably talk about them a lot. It would be the one video... The video is called something like, I finally won a 32-player GT. So I definitely... I mean, I feel like I definitely talk about them in that because they helped win that GT. And then I broke down the final against the Orc player. I feel like those videos have lots of praise for the company heroes. They're just durable, man. 4 wounds a model, -1 to wound all the time. People don't realize how much they need to take down, considering how cheap they are. Do you think the Sangreguard Spear should be AP3 as well? Well, I mean, nobody uses spears, Cambo, so I don't necessarily think the spear should be AP3, but I think the spear should be rebalanced so it's at least there's at least a decision to be made there, right? Like, I think when there's no decision to be made, what's the point in the weapon option? I actually had a Ralderon model, but he was on a custom base, and I couldn't get the custom base to fit into the 40mm base extender, so I ended up using this Praetor. But originally I was going to use Ralderon for the champion in the squad. So I guess Ralderon's stuck forever on his 32mm base because it's like a display base, right? And I guess it's not quite 32mm, it must be like 33. I did consider cutting the base and to try and like squeeze it in or filing away at the base, but I just went with this Praetor because I've honestly had this company Praetor. I think I bought him the same time I bought my Falchion tank, so I had him for about 5 years. I'm going to do company double impulsor with Blade Guard and company heroes. That's literally what I just ran at the GT, dude. It's good. It's really quite good. I feel like you can beat a lot of opponents with 2 impulsors, Blade Guard, company heroes. It just comes down to placing them correctly, you know? So you get the best out of both transports. Excuse me. Alice, you don't need to apologise. I'm just fucking with you about not watching a bit. I make a lot of videos. I actually watch my own videos sometimes. For, like, if I'm trying to remember a tactic or something, I've definitely watched my own videos because I don't remember. So, plus sometimes, like, I can get to, like, so I always start making my videos on Monday nights. They come out on Friday, so I always usually start making the videos on a Monday. So if I'm with it on the Monday, I might start brainstorming because I have to walk home from work, so I'm like walking home from work and I'm thinking about what video I'm gonna make. You know, like maybe I've got an idea or maybe something's in my head, but then sometimes, I guess like the same as if you were a novelist, like I can have a bit of writer's block some week. I'd be like, shit, I need to make a video for Friday, but I don't really know what video I'm making this week. So I can have a bit of writer's block, and sometimes I can like go like, oh yeah, I should totally make a video about this, and then I go on to my like recent videos and I'm like, oh fuck, I made a video about that like a month ago, I can't do that. So I think as you get older, your brain fails. Maybe you watched one of my company heroes videos and you forgot it. An apothecary in the company hero squad when an extra 50 points to spend. Can you put an apothecary with them? I actually had no idea. I mean, I'm the fucking company heroes advocate. I should know that. You can put an apothecary with company heroes? Have I ever come across a video I made that I've forgotten about? Yeah, I think I have. I've watched my own videos for tactics. No, apothecary can't go with. Okay, good. Because I was going to say you're going to embarrass me here. Well, it's not good. It would be pretty... Like, apothecary with the company heroes would be pretty baller, actually. I remember painting the firstborn Sanguiner, and he's so small, and he's so fiddly, and he's so delicate, and it's like, it's not like I hated painting him, but I like painting primaris models so much more than I liked painting firstborn models, I swear to God. It's like there's actually space on the model. How are we doing, Captain America? Tell me, Captain America, is your new movie good? Because I would like to see it, but, I know some people have seen it already. I don't really get to the movie theatre anymore since we've had kids. Well, I mean, not unless we're going to go see fucking Moana 2 or some shit. So we usually have to wait until stuff comes out in Disney Plus, which actually isn't that long of a wait. Usually, like, it's only a couple of months these days. But I would like to see that new Captain America movie. I like what's the boy's name? Anthony Mackie. I liked it. I liked the way they introduced him. I don't know if you guys remember this all the way ago in, I think it was Captain America 2. Was Captain America 2 the one, was that movie just called Winter Soldier? I don't remember actually. But they were doing like lap, just the running, and he's like, on your left. I hear it's a hot mess. Yeah, I read I watched a YouTuber. I've got a treadmill that a cross trainer. I was on my cross trainer this morning, and usually when I'm on the cross trainer, I just basically watch shit on YouTube. And I was watching like a review video that basically said what you were saying, Cernade, that the movie's like a hot mess and there's too much going on. But I never really know if I trust movie reviewers anymore. You know, it can be clickbait, it can be that they don't like this, that, or the other, you know, like, so I'm probably, at this point, I'm probably going to watch every MCU thing anyway, even if it's... Oh, I'll tell you, actually, I'm lying, because I didn't watch that Agatha All Along, and I didn't watch very much of Scarlet Witch. I didn't get into that. How were the suppressors for Angelic Inheritors? I think I played them completely wrongly, but I don't know if I felt... Like, I haven't played suppressors, like, at all, I guess. Suppressors don't do good damage. And, yeah, I mean, I guess I just... I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like I got a lot of value out of the suppressors, but I only played them once. Like, could they have value in Angelic Inheritors? Probably. Did I play them right? No, I don't think so. Steven says, I'm into YouTube. That's funny. Why is that funny, Steven? I watch Drivel just like you guys. Don't worry. I mean, maybe one of you guys logs off my stream and it's like, oh, I just watched John Drivel on for an hour. We're allowed to. You know, I'm not gonna get upset. But yeah, no, I watch more YouTube than I watch Netflix or Disney Plus. They always make it sound worse for the algorithm gods. That I guess that's my point. Yeah. channels or big videos that are overly negative or overly controversial will get more clicks, right? Like if I, you know, like if I made every thumbnail like, oh my god, what have Games Workshop done now? More people would click on it. Like that's a thing. Like that, like as humans, we thrive on drama. We like knowing that there's drama. It's a thing, trust me. Clicks for the click god, exactly. You like the Ballistus? Yeah. I think it's good, I think it's cheap. Is it the greatest unit ever? No, but is it nice, cheap fire support for Blood Angels with long range and it's durable? Yeah. One of the major papers gave it a 1.5 out of 4. Here's the thing, Serenade. Didn't Rotten Tomatoes... Let me just double check that, because I don't want to say... I don't want to lie and say complete bullshit. 1 second. Rotten Tomatoes, The Last Jedi. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes, like the movie review site with the critics, they gave The Last Jedi 91%, dude. And honestly, that movie for me is the worst fucking thing that's ever happened to Star Wars. So I think it's probably since then, I don't really know if I really care about a random movie critic. Maybe just make up my own opinion. Eldar are broken? Yeah, exactly. Harrison Ford is the best part. Harrison Ford must be like 85 at this point. It's ridiculous. Hello, Quay. Good evening. $82. I was close. I was close, right? Here, more power to him at 82, like kicking ass in a friggin' giant blockbuster movie. We should all be so lucky to be able to be that healthy and fit at 82, I bet. And that compos mentis, because a bunch of people when they get that old have like Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever, right? He probably needs to buy a new... What's he buying a new plane for? What could he even possibly need money for at this point, surely? Probably his kids? Rotten Tomatoes says 51% of critics have it... Oh, 51% of critics, but 79% of fans. Yeah, I think I'd rather go with the fan reviews, if I have to be completely honest with you. Because I feel like fans probably... I'm not even that big an MCU fan, or a comic book fan, but I've enjoyed like the MCU for the most part. And have been also disappointed by the DCU or whatever it's called. He keeps crashing his old planes, does he? Are the pauldrons interchangeable in the Sanguinar? I don't think they were. I don't remember there being any extra pieces on the sprue. I think what you see is what you get, right? Are they making a new movie with Robert Pattinson as Batman? Because I really enjoyed that Batman as well. Chris played 2 games against Nids with Angels, Angelic and Hurters. Yeah, I haven't really... I've actually played in Hurters twice now and lost both times. But I haven't really figured out, I feel like, the right list yet for me. So I think I'll find it soon enough. You can swap the pauldrons? You can? Says Mike. How? Elaborate, Mike. Interesting hilt on this sword, actually. It's got like some weird metal bits that I've never seen before. Mac says he's also struggling. Well, when I figure it out, Mac, I will make a video on it. I guess it's just a very different style to Liberator Assault Group, because like my Liberator Assault Group list had like 4 characters in it, and purposely it was very much trying to keep the cost of characters to like an absolute minimum, right? And this is kind of the opposite, where it's like you actually want a bunch of characters. How do I rate centurions? I mean, they're the most damaging unit you can possibly have for Blood Angels in melee. In Liberator Assault Group into vehicles or monsters with Oath of Moment, they'll literally kill anything in the game. Like, I played Centurions, it would have been last summer, but, you know, 3 guys, 150 points, 12 attacks, sustain 2. So if you're re-rolling everything with Oath of Moment, you end up with something like 16 or 18 hits. And then your strength 12, twin linked. I mean, and then it's flat 3 damage. I mean, they're absolutely brutal. The problem is that they move about 1 inch. No, I mean, they move 4. But, yeah, I mean, I dropped them because they're so difficult to play, because they're so slow. What's their damage output like? It's the best. It's actually the best. But it's possibly only the best against monsters and vehicles, right? Because you don't have that many attacks. The thing that gives you a lot of attacks is the sustain 2. You only get that against monsters and vehicles. But like, I was playing against knights, and I think in like 1 turn, my centurions killed like a 26 wound knight, and the next turn they went and killed another 26 wound knight. So it's like, okay, so my 150 points of centurions have literally killed 900 points of knights this game. Well, I guess I'm going to be winning this game, you know? Like, in that game, by far, the centurions were absolutely the best thing that's ever happened. But that's not always going to be the case, right? But are centurions good? Yeah, I mean, they can literally be your best unit. But are they slow? Oh my god, yeah, they're slow. Even with advance and charge, they feel really slow. Honestly, I think you need more fire support in Angelic Inheritors. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Jack had. He had like 900 points of fire support, which is pretty crazy. Are they worth 60 USD? Well, I mean, the reason to be wary on buying Centurions at the moment is like, are they going to go Legends next summer? Because I have a feeling that basically anything that's not Primaris is going to go Legends next summer. So if you think it's worth spending 60 to play them for 15, 18 months, something like that, maybe? Hard to say, right? RGW going to be RGW going to be legendsing some of the stuff that we are using right now? Yes, 100% I would say. Does anyone know what's getting legends? No, I guess that's the tricky thing. A lot of people have been like, oh, Predator tanks will be okay, or Vindicator tanks will be okay, but nobody really knows, do they? They're just what is it you call it? Copium. Wait, just turned 38 on Thursday this week. Happy birthday, dude. What do I got to do to be on the Army List show this week? What you've got to do is you've got to become a channel member, but I will put you on the Army List show this week. How about that? It was actually going to be a non-member week, because sometimes I do show. Sometimes I have weeks where it's like all member lists or all non-member lists, and this is a non-member week anyway, so you're fine. I'm sure we can get you on the Army List show this week. Excuse me. Valrak seems to think the next GW focus is fast attack for what, like White Scars? Or do you mean like for an 11th edition box? I have no idea if Centurions will go to Legends, but if you were buying anything Firstborn now, I would say there's a good chance it will go to Legends next summer, because that's when 11th edition will come out. Everyone says Centurions, Predators, Land Raiders are going to Legends, maybe even Vindicators. My thought is that anything that is Firstborn could potentially be Legends, yes. Let's face it, right? What we know, I'll say this with like slight pinch of salt, but for the most part, what we know is there will be a new edition. And what always happens at the start of a new edition is there will be a new box of Space Marines. I mean, just look at the last box. What did we get? Sternguard, Terminators, Terminator Captain, Terminator Librarian. What else was in that box? Got it right here. Ballistus Dreadnought, Apothecary, and Furnace Marines. So it was 1, 2, 3 squads, 4 new characters and a Dreadnought. So 1 vehicle, 3 squads, 4 characters. I'll just use that as a baseline, right? Like, we think they're probably going to do 2 or 3 new squads, probably going to replace existing Firstborn squads. 2 or 3 new characters, probably going to replace existing Firstborn characters, if there's any Firstborn characters left at this point. I don't think there is many. The Chaplain. Yeah, maybe you're going to get a Primaris Chaplain with a jump pack. That would make sense, right? And then they can retire the Firstborn Chaplain. And then a vehicle. So what vehicle could it replace? It's probably not going to replace the Land Raider because it's probably too big for a starter set box. But could it replace the Vindicator tank? Sure. Could it replace the Predator tank? Sure. So you just got to be realistic. I think there will also be, in 11th edition, 1 new Blood Angels character, because that's the MO. Like, every edition, all the Space Marine chapters get 1 new character, right? So yeah, maybe it's Gabriel Seth. Is it wise to buy the current chaplain with a jump pack? Well, I mean, it's probably fine because you can just extend him onto a 40mm base when he becomes primaris. But if you want him, you probably do have to buy him, because at some point he'll probably just be replaced with a primaris one, right? He's one of the few firstborn characters left. I'd be very surprised if they don't replace him. Like, that's because what they said last edition, like their exact words were, there's too many Space Marine data sheets, so we need to get rid of some more to keep the game balanced, which is an absolute crock of shit, because let's face it, there's tons of data sheets that are just dog shit. Firestrike servo turrets, absolute dog shit. Hammerfall bunkers, absolute dog shit. I mean, up until 2 minutes ago, or like a month ago, Reavers were absolute dog. So, I mean, I bet you if we went through the Space Marine Codex, we could find plenty of units. Oh, like there's 3 variants of that Gladiator tank. Only one ever gets played. There's 3 variants of that Storm Speeder. Barely any of them get played. You know, like, there's plenty of dog shit units in the Codex. But they'll say that's what they'll say. They'll say, for balance reasons, we can't have so many data sheets, so these units are away to Legends. Corbolo, yeah, he can come back. I think the Blood Angels character in 11th edition will be Seth or Corbolo. I think they'll bring them back. I hope that they give them both jump packs, because I think that they would be much more likely to get play if they had jump packs, but I guess we'll find out. Seth doesn't run a jump pack in the lower. I mean, Seth doesn't even have a model anymore, dude. How can you not be mad about that? I think I'd be more mad that he doesn't have a model than he potentially doesn't have a jump pack. I want full digital for 11th edition. I'll never do it, man. I think there's loads of people that want full digital. I think the messed up thing is that we're going to get the same thing that we had in 10th edition, in that, like, some army's going to get their codex, like, some army's going to get their codex like 2 months or something before 11th edition launches, because I think World Eater's got their codex like 3 months before 11th edition launches. So what, you're gonna spend 30 quid for the World Eater's book for it to be valid for 3 months, if that. That's if it comes on time, right? If it gets delayed, you're buying a book that's literally valid for 2 months. I don't understand that logic at all. Also, why are we cutting down trees for books that are only going to be valid for 2 months or something? It's just ridiculous. I hope we get one more jump pack model, a librarian or sanguinary priest. Well, see, that's what they could do. They could give Corbolo a jump pack, and that fixes the Sangre Priest with jump pack issue. I just don't know, for whatever reason, they just don't want to do it. I think we'll see new Van Vets and tactical squads. I think that we'll see Van Vets as primaris, yeah. Because I think that, like, primaris are overdue a jump pack unit with more options than the chain swords that the jump assault marines have, right? So I think we will. I'd be surprised if we don't see primaris Vanguard veterans, and I think that means that regular Vanguard veterans are retired, and that gives people that want to run like fast moving jump units an option, I guess, and gets them moved over to the primaris range. I think that's a very logical or safe assumption maybe to have. 11th is indeed coming, summer 26. Who says it's not? I say there's like a 99.9% chance it's coming in the summer 26. Because we know the new edition makes crap load of money, so like as much as it would be better for the game probably to delay it by a year, they won't do it because shareholders need paid. I think if they were going to make the Sanguiner more into some sort of like Primarch style character, they would have. This was the opportunity when he got a new model. I think because they didn't do it, he's never going to be what we want him to be. Right? We, as Blood Angels, we just flat out don't have a Primarch. As much as we want to get one, we're not going to have one. It kind of sucks, but I guess that's the way it is. I mean, Dante Reborn was a real good chance to do it as well, right? But they didn't. I guess they just don't want Blood Angels to have a Primarch. I'm sure Primaris Vanguard Vets will sell money. Sell money? They will make money, they'll sell well. I would prefer that if they did the same thing they did with the Terminators, where your existing kits would still be somewhat valid, but I have no idea. But yeah, I think they're basically at this point either retiring all the Firstborn stuff or replacing them. Swabula says, I'm looking forward to seeing new Gotan. Yeah, I thought their range would be expanded by now. Is that what you mean, Swabulus, that they don't have very many models? I felt like Emperor's Children are a little bit like that. It's like, when I actually look at it, it was like, there's not much to the Emperor's Children's range in terms of unique models, is there? How do you run your Impulsor? I mean, usually try and park it in an obscure position turn one and then do the whole disembark, advance and charge threat, right? I mean, the impulsor is essentially ablative wounds. You can put the impulsor in a position where you just wouldn't put your guys because it's too risky. I guess that's the advantage of the impulsor, right? Because it's like toughness 9 with 11 wounds, and typically I recommend you put the invulnerable save on it, because I think having the invulnerable save just makes it much more likely to be around or to be alive, however you want to look at it. Yeah, people have wanted Blade Guard with jump packs, probably ever since Blade Guard came out, but yeah, I guess it's just the 3 wounds that people want. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think primaris Van Vets will be nice, but like, it does get a bit worrying when it's just like, okay, so what's going to be Legends? And I wish they would be more transparent with what was going to be Legends, right? I think that's the thing that upsets me the most. It's like, you don't know what you can buy, because you don't want to buy something and then be like, oh fuck, I bought that and now it's Legends. Because it's like, well, one, it's a horrible feeling, and also like, it's not just a waste of your time and effort and money. Yeah. It's weird, like, I like the bigger models. You know, I like my models looking better, but the whole release of the Primaris, the way it consumed the Firstborn and the way that, like, the way it's been handled has kind of left like a horrible taste in my mouth. You know, it's like, it could have been much simpler, it could have been much more seamless, but instead it's just like, it's been done in such a horrible way, I guess. Stupid thing. Yeah, Blade Guard with jump packs are literally Sandguard, yeah, I guess. Oh. People wanted Blade Guard with jump packs before the new Sangre Guard were released, right? Yeah, Alexis, of course you can. Just put it in the YouTube comments. Just put it in like last week's live show. Good evening, Marius. How you doing? I hope you're well, dude. Sorry, I'm been a little bit sick this week, so if I sound a bit weird, it's because of that. I brought one of these nose things. Decongestors. Jump Blade Guard could have significant rule differences from Sanguinary Guard. Well, I think the thing that will happen is, and I could be wrong, they need to do some sort of jump units that all the Space Marine factions can have, right? Like Ultramarines, for example. Like, their only jump option at the moment is Jump Assault Intercessors. I suppose it's a bit like the White Scars and the Outriders. The White Scars were like a biker chapter, and they used to have they used to have attack bikes, they used to have scout bikes, they used to have bike squads. And I guess when Outriders came out, they had 4 options. Right now they have 1. I suppose you could include the Invader ATB there, but I don't know how many people look at the Invader ATB and are very excited about that thing. So if you're an Ultramarine player and you like jump infantry, you only have 1 option at the moment: Jump Assault Intercessors. Well, I mean, I guess you've still got the Vanguard veteran options, but for how long, I guess, right? Oh, Marius is heading down to Warhammer World. You driving down, dude? That's a hell of a drive from Aberdeen. Jump Blade Guard sounds like the Primaris release schedule will never end. I mean, here's the thing. In Age of Sigmar, they already legendsed some of the... Like, Age of Sigmar is just on their 4th edition, right? So, 1st edition Age of Sigmar came out 9 years ago, and they've already legended some of the Stormcast that were in that 1st edition starter box. So, like, those models didn't even last 9 years. I mean, we're at that point now, where we will be when 11th comes out, right? Your 8th edition models, the starter box. What was in the starter box in Dark Imperium? Intercessors? Inceptors. I generally hate the idea of stuff going legends, but then Kin says it's cringe to see dude, other chapters have used assault squads for the longest of times. I think it's fine. I don't know if I feel like it's cringe. They're not as good as when we run them anyway. Clint, thanks so much for hanging out. Have fun on your crazy game of elimination. Yeah, I guess the sculpt isn't really my point, Kevin. I guess my point is, like, what is the length of time that is acceptable for a model to be valid before it gets legends, right? Because for me, it's not 9 years. I don't care if it's a bad sculpt. I feel like 9 years is not a long enough amount of time. I've been collecting some of that new Star Wars Unlimited card game. But like, I think I made the decision this week where like I'm not collecting any of the new sets because they're releasing sets too quickly and they are legendsing stuff because they do the same thing. They call it rotations in that game, but they're rotating stuff too quickly, and I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I'm just not doing that anymore. It's if the rotation is too short for money, for time, you know, like for the time and effort, if the rotation is too short, then I'm just not. I'm not interested anymore. Yeah, so who's to say they just won't decide Inceptors no longer have Volters, and now they have I was going to say now they have Stubbers and the old ones have to go to Legends. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know if I agree with some of the... I don't agree with it. If I wanted to create a new unit, what would I create? I would just make the Death Company actually have a good, like, one good data sheet. Is what I would do. Because, like, Death Company have just completely fallen out of the meta. They're just nowhere. It seems like every edition they manage to take one of our unique units and make them useless, don't they? Yeah, card collecting is too much to keep up with. I didn't realize how expensive it was. So you know, I've got one set where I'm like one card away from completing the set. So that's me. Yeah, you know, I sold Underworlds as well. That was another one. I had Shadespire, I think. If I could bring back Gabriel Seth, what would I bring him back with? Well, controversial opinion was that I'd give him a jump pack. But people don't like that opinion, apparently. Because I think if you gave him a jump pack, then he could lead Sanguinary Guard, and he could be an alternative choice to Dante, which I think would be pretty cool, actually. Maybe they could even change the Sanguiner's keywords. So the Sanguiner could have Flesh Tearers as a keyword, and then he could jump in. He could join the Flesh Tearers as well as join the Blood Angels. Then you could have some cool options, right? Eternal Crusader thinks we're going to see like a Gravis melee Inceptor. Maybe. Well, maybe that's the other option if we're not going to see Blade Guardians with jump packs, right? We'll see some Gravis guys with like Twin Link Power Fists. Basically, Gravis jump pack aggressors. Would that be the one? Old Man Biker Seth on a Harley Davidson. Alright, you win. Let's do that. I think that sounds cooler than the jump pack. I'm just thinking of like Sons of Anarchy or something. Excuse me. Old Man Biker Seth. I love it. He still needs a big chainsword. like the Undertaker. When he, I was gonna say, when he comes in, does the room go dark and we hear the fucking Tombstone music? Boom! Everyone's like, oh shit, it's the Undertaker! He gets a special rule where, like, you gotta switch off the lights when he appears. He comes with a little gong, so you can hit the gong. Good idea, I love it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, well, here's the thing. It is a design philosophy that, like, primaris units are supposed to be more focused to do, like, one thing. That is, like, literally what they said about the primaris, right? They're supposed to be more like the Horus Heresy, like, as in, it's like legions, you know, like squads of 10 guys with the exact same weapons, like the Infernus Marines, for example. I mean, it's a fine enough philosophy, I guess. I mean, I guess it lets them balance the game a little bit better, and I mean, that's something that they're heading towards. I don't know. But yeah, whoever said earlier in this, we're like, oh, the release, like, they'll never stop releasing Primaris Marines. Like, they're never going to stop that. If it gets too many stuff in the codex again, where they think it's too much, they'll just legend some of the Primaris stuff. Like, they're not stopping releasing units isn't an option, right? Because I guess stopping releasing units means stopping making money, and that's not an option. I wonder what the filler Space Marine units will be in the 11th edition box. Well, I mean, I think we can probably say there's going to be 3, right? Because, like, that's what the last box had. So I reckon it's probably going to be something similar, where it'll be like, there'll be 3 new... Well, either it'll be 3 new Primaris units, or it'll be 3 units, one of which is, like, replacing a Firstborn option. Like, maybe one is Vanguard Veterans. Okay, we've replaced it. You know, like, maybe it's... You know, what did we say? The chaplain? The chaplain with the jump pack is one of the few remaining Firstborn character units. So, like, maybe he's replaced, and he's leading, in that box, he's leading a squad of, like, Vanguard Veterans. They're replaced. So the chaplain and the Vanguard Veterans are, like, 2 of the things, you know? Despite the early blandness and our big launch models being the weakest of the Divergent chapters so far, it feels like Primaris are starting to look really good with the most recent kits. The kits that I'm working on are all augmented with 3D prints, you know that? Because our kits were super bland, right? Like, I feel like barely any of the models on this table, it's like, this guy has 3D prints, This guy has 3D prints. This guy I stole a head off another unit, so it's not 3D prints, but is stealing. This guy has firstborn bits on him. And this guy's got firstborn bits on him, I think. So... I wish we got new Death Company kits with similar design to Lamartis. I was really disappointed with the Death Company upgrade sprue, or lack of thereof, really. I felt like that was a real wasted opportunity, you know that. Do we have Mexican restaurants in the UK with Mexican staff? I mean, yeah, I mean, like in the UK you'll have Indian restaurants with Indian staff and Turkish restaurants with Turkish staff. But then you'll also have the brands. Like there's a Mexican brand, I haven't eaten in it in ages. I think it's called like Chiquitos or something. CH... How do you spell it? Let me check. Chiquito, do you know it? So there's a brand called Chiquitos, which is like a Mexican restaurant, but like it's like a franchise, like TGI Fridays or Hard Rock Cafe or whatever. So like their staff will just be probably, I mean there might be some Mexicans working there, but like I'm sure you can find a family-owned Mexican restaurant in the UK with Mexican staff. I mean, that exists. I don't know what your question implies, but like a lot of the restaurants here are franchises. Like if you go to any big mall, it's all franchises. It's not like in the malls, it's not like local people. It's just like, you know, the franchises you would see at... Is it Chiquito shut down? Maybe. Like I said, I haven't been there in ages. I like their burritos. I like a burrito. We have Taco Bell in the UK. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Taco Bell is not staffed exclusively by Mexican people. I got the new the Sternguard kit, and they did find space to include the chainsword arm. Well, that's good. What about Ball's Burgers? I've actually never heard of Ball's Burgers. There's a Taco Bell in Aberdeen now, right? I must admit, we don't go to restaurants very often anymore. Eating out here in the UK has got crazy expensive. We're having a bit of like a cost of living crisis here in the UK, honestly. Our mortgage rates are like through the roof, or our interest rates are through the roof. It's I think there's a lot of people struggling in the UK, to be honest. It's probably why I was going to say, I actually don't want to go into any politics, but yeah, UK is not a great place right now in terms of like rates and expenses, and costs and stuff like that. Is Bal's Burgers actually a real place, or are you taking the piss? You've got Popeye Chicken in Aberdeen as well. Speaking of cost of living crisis, I've decided to go all in on a Warlord Titan this year. I think you're having a midlife crisis. You've got your crises confused, Marius. What the fuck are you going to do with a Warlord Titan except give up half of your room for it to sit there and be a decoration? Or a dust catcher? Because we had a Warlord Titan in the room where we used to do our live battle reports, and it literally sat there for 2 years gathering dust, and actually don't know where the fuck it is now. I think someone tidied it away into the cupboard, because like, what's this Warlord Titan sit here taking up all the space doing? And everyone's like, I don't know, it's a Warlord Titan. What do you do with a Warlord Titan? You own a Warlord Titan. I don't understand the question. Yeah, I mean... it's like, what do you do with a Thunderhawk gunship? Like, you give up a desk worth of space for the rest of eternity is what you do with it. I don't know. A super heavy falchion's enough space for me to give up, I feel like. At least I used to play the falchion did get some games, like it's been played. What do you call that wing thing on his pauldron? I don't know, chat. What do we call the wing thing on this guy's pauldron? Does anyone know? I mean, it was always just part of like Tycho's armor, right? I mean, this guy was basically the replacement for Captain Tycho. He was captain of the 3rd company, I think? I always assumed it was something to do with, like, his 3rd company, like, heraldry or standardry or whatever you would call that. I actually don't know. Alright, so you are actually planning on taking the Warlord Titan to game. Okay, alright, well then maybe it's not as silly an idea as I thought it was. I thought it was just going to stand in the corner of your room forever and collect dust. Did I ever get to use the siege drill after I finished it? Yeah, I took it to like 1 or 2 tournaments. Well, no, it would have been like 1 tournament. But I did play it in a few games, yeah. I spent ages, I put transfers on the bottom of that siege drill. I really felt like I went to town with the transfers on it. I was very disappointed with the siege drill. Do you know what? There's a local tournament that occasionally allows legends. I thought maybe one time, I'm not in any mad rush to go to it, but maybe one time I'll go to a tournament that allows legends and I'll just take a bunch of fun stuff. Because while tournaments are great to, you know, test yourself and shit, I actually think there's also a lot of value in just going to tournaments to have fun. But yeah, I never got to take my falchion to a tournament. I feel like I'd always planned on doing it, but the problem with the falchion, it was never that competitive. So I never took it because I always felt like it had like some giant weakness, and it was like, yeah. And that's probably what irks me the most about the bullshit that they said about you know, oh, you can't have Legends models anymore because we don't want to balance them. I was like, they weren't balanced anyway. Like the falchion is like, or at least it was, my pride and joy for my Blood Angels collection. It was the biggest, most expensive model I ever had, but yet I never run it to a tournament. Why? Because it was never that competitive. It was more like a project of passion, I guess, right? Excuse me. Need a tissue, isn't it? No, I'll be back in 1 sec. Oh, I hate the lingering mess of being ill. The Grampian Gaming Guild has another RTT on the 15th of March and a GT on May. And where's that? In Varuri. A GT in May. How far is Inverurie? Google Maps. I feel like Inverurie's less than an hour from here. Let me check. Directions. It says an hour and 14. I would like to see the return of our Terminator character with the Blood Angels Terminators. You mean Captain Carlian, right? None of my friends want to play against Legends, Atlas. Because all my friends go to way more tournaments than I do, because most of them don't have kids. So they just wouldn't want to play against Legends units because they're never going to play against them at a tournament. So that's the issue, I guess, with Legends. They just look down on them or something? I don't know. I can understand though, right? Like, why would you want to practice against something you're never going to get to play against? Yeah, the Kratos tank, yeah. I never actually bought a Kratos tank. Well, Marius, when you find out about the GT in May, will you send me a link to it? Or will you send me a link to the Facebook page? May might be doable. I know there's one in Inverness in August. Get new friends. It's quite hard as a 41-year-old man to make friends. You know that, right? Like, I don't really go places where I can make new friends, let alone Warhammer friends. Good evening, Triple Pursuit. How you doing? Carlian is never becoming the chapter master. No, not with Dante getting brought back into the fold and getting reborn, is he? He's not got any hope. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe if he got it, he'd be jaded like Dante, huh? Is there any stories anywhere about Carlian? Because, like, I know his name. But is he actually in, like, any books? What's the biggest games that I play? I play 2,000 point games, man. We don't really do much else beyond 2,000 point games. I've played Apocalypse like once or twice before, but I think you know, I prefer just playing tactically at 2,000 points. Yeah, it's tough making friends at 40 plus. Like, where the fuck are you supposed to make friends? I mean, most of the people I know that play 40k are from my work. And sometimes, like, this might sound a bit weird to say, but like, sometimes I don't want to hang out with people that I work with, because if we didn't play 40k, we'd probably end up just speaking about work. And if I'm not at work, I don't really want to speak about work. Would that be fair to say? Like, sometimes I can come in from work and my wife's like, have you had a good day? And I was like, no, but it's work. So can we just, like, leave it behind? You know, like, this is my time off now. I don't really want to speak. Like, I've had a crap day, but why would I want to then spend my evening complaining about the crap day I had at work? Let me just, like, compartmentalize. I think I'm not very good at English, am I? Someone's going to help me. Compartmentalize. Basically take what I did at work and put it in a compartment that I will then file away in my brain. Compartmentalize. Something like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just want to put that to bed. You know, like, I've had a shit day at work. Nothing you say is going to change the fact that my day was shit at work. I would like to just move on and enjoy my evening, right? My wife's actually very good at, like, if I say that to her, she's like, okay, cool. And, like, we just move on. And, you know, she doesn't, you know, so but yeah, so if I didn't play 40k with all the friends or for all the guys that I know at work, I don't know if I have that much to talk to them about, right? Like, because 40k is our overlapping hobby, so we can talk about that. But if we didn't both play 40k, then the only thing I can talk to them about is work. And at that point, I probably don't want to hang out with you, because the last thing I want to do on my weekend or my time off is to talk about work, right? Classic men moment. Men don't want to rehash work after work. Women always do. Yeah, is that? I don't know if. It's nice to hear it's not just me. Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it when I'm not at work, right? Like, the problems will still be there in the office in 12 hours time when I have to go back there. So there we go. Compartmentalize. Compartmentize. Compartment. Oh god, thanks for trying to help me, Robert. I can't speak, apparently. Would it be better if Blood Angels would have more epic heroes to choose from? You don't think we've got enough epic heroes to choose from? We've probably got... We've got plenty, don't we? Sanguinor, Dante, Mephiston, Astroth, Lamartes? Is that it? 5? Am I missing somebody? I feel like the same way. I work for the news and the media, and I feel like it's hard to escape when I'm off for the day. Yeah. We use Slack. I don't know if you guys use Slack. It's like a chat program, and it's on the phone. Like I have it on my phone because sometimes I actually am needed by my job, like when I'm at the weekend. So Slack messages, like, I have an Apple Watch, so sometimes, I mean, it's Saturday, I was going to say there's probably a Slack message in here. I was going to say by miracle there's not. But sometimes, like, my work messages come up on my watch on the weekend, you know, like people asking for stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't, you know. So it's hard. It can be hard to switch off, right? I get it. Also, if you're finished for the day and someone else is working late, you will always get a ping on, like, I'll always get Slack messages if I finish and someone else is working late. So it's like, ugh. Ugh, never ends work. See Space Wolves for reference. The Space Wolf range refresh is going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be real interesting to see if they get to keep all those dreadnoughts. Michael says he's met 8 or 9. Yeah, I mean, do you know what? It's not like I have people I can play 40k with. I'm just saying, like, at the age of 40, except for meeting people at like 40k tournaments and events, like, it is hard to make new friends, I suppose. But hey, Marius, we made friends last year. I met Marius at a GT, first time that we'd met, actually. So that was a new friend. So I did make a new friend last year. Look at that. I always try to make some friends at GT. I always talk to people. I do have workmates that play 40k, like 5 of them. Yeah. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like 5. 5 workmates play 40k. Iggy says we have Slack and I have the same problem. Yeah, as good as Slack is for connecting, it is also a fucking nightmare when you just be like, I just don't want to, like, I'm not working, I don't really want to be contactable right now, right? You know, like back in the day, people would have to phone you, and like, I don't know about you, but if someone phoned me at like 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, I'm like, who the fuck is phoning me at 8 o'clock on a like, I was going to say, like, I actually don't know if anyone can phone me on 8 o'clock on a Saturday night and I'm like answering my phone. Like, maybe like my best friend or something, because they'll be like, why is he phoning? Maybe just gonna sanity check he's okay. But like, if it's a work number, you know, like your office is phoning you at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, you're like, yeah, you know, like there's a you've got plenty of excuses you could give, you know, like, didn't have my phone with me, my phone was out of battery, I was putting the kids to bed, you know, like, there's 101 excuses you could have while you're not answering a phone call from the office at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, right? Whereas with Slack, it's not as easy as it once was, right? Only us old people get phone calls, yeah. Do you know what drives me wild, Quay? Is that, like, young people have phones, right? But they just don't answer them. I'm like, why the fuck have you got a phone if when it rings, you don't answer it? Like, drives me mental. I was asleep at 8 o'clock, yeah. I was taking a power nap because I was going out drinking hardcore afterwards. Yeah, exactly. You could have plenty of excuses. I was, text only, yeah, I know. It's a generation thing, yeah. It's funny, I remember when the phone used to, you know, like, you used to have the wire. You used to get the long wire so you could take the phone up the stairs to your bedroom. Do you remember that? Hey, they want to use AI to steal your voice. Yeah. I actually got an email about that, right? I should show you the email. I was pretty sure it was a scam. Like, pretty sure. But I did email them back just out of curiosity. I wonder, I don't know if I've got it. I don't know if I'd be able to find it. So I might be able to find it because I messaged them back. Because I don't actually send that many emails, right? Yeah, I don't know when it... Oh, that was it, yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can find this email, right. I was going to say, I'm hopefully not going to share any personal information. If I do, please don't share it or anything like that. I just want to show you this email. Because I felt like it was a scam, right? Like, I got this email, a new revenue stream for creators with 40k videos. Hi, I'm reaching out to you because you'll be a good fit for a new program we've launched called Data Pro. This program offers creators a way to generate additional revenue by allowing their videos to train next generation AI models. So basically, they will steal your voice and your look and your personality. Based on your catalog size, we estimate your like my YouTube channel is worth $143,892. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I said, I mean, I doubt my content is worth over 100k because my YouTube channel hasn't even made a fraction of that. But do you have any sort of deck you can share with me? But like, got this email, and like, I'm pretty sure I looked this guy up on LinkedIn. And then like, when you start asking him questions about it, it just got shadier and shadier and shadier. And I was like, yeah, they're basically going to send you a document which you sign, and then when you sign it, they can recreate, I think what they're going to do is they're going to recreate all your content using AI and then steal your likeness and your channel, but you'll have signed something over to them for like some revenue that's never going to come, right? But I bet someone's going to fall for that because the numbers sound too good to be true, right? Like 143,000. I was like, I have to have my channel for 20 years to make 143,000. Longer probably. That's crazy. So someone with a bigger channel than mine is going to get scammed out their channel because they're gonna send them an email saying like, oh, you know, if we can use AI, the sky's the limit. Blah 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 blah. You watch. There'll be a video on YouTube in like 6 months where like AI has stolen my channel. Audrin, hey, got my first tournament tomorrow playing Sisters. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, it's a very broad question. Any tips for my first ever tournament? Yes, I can think of some. Give me a sec. Is it a 2-day event or a 1-day event? What are you doing? I'm more worried deepfake videos of people like yourself. Yeah, I think if they deepfake you, you can get it taken down though, right? But I guess the thing with that email was like they're trying to get me to agree, like they're trying to send me something that I would agree to on the hope that I will get some additional revenue when they train their AI or something, and then they never pay me, but I've signed away the whatever, and they can recreate my content with AI. Yeah, if I was going, like, when I go to an event, a 1-day or 2-day event, taking a lot of water or things to stay hydrated on is definitely a plus. Also, I like to take like some sort of like quick to eat snacks as well, because sometimes games go on and you can be feeling like tired, or so I always take like I don't know what you even call them, like Chew-Its, but like some sort of like sugary sweet that I can just eat if I'm feeling like I need energy boosts. I would also say it's for your first event, go in with no expectations, because you're gonna run into armies that you've never played before, or you're gonna run into combos that you've never seen before, and you're gonna get hung up and stuck and killed. So I'd go in with low expectations and just try and play to your strengths. In the last few events that I've played, pretty much before every single game, or before the event, I already know every unit that's going in reserve across every game, right? Yeah, try and learn and have fun in your first event is a huge thing, yeah. But like, I'll know that like, alright, one squad of Sanguinary Guard with Dante and a unit of Jump Intercessors and the unit of Scouts are going to be in reserve every single game. And I'm going to rapid ingress them in every single game as well. Oh, I'd also say to my opponent before every game that you're happy to play by intent. What that means is if you say like, I'm putting my Scouts here and at the end of the turn I'm going to deploy Teleport Homers, and then you get to the end of the turn and you forgot to say at the end of the movement phase, I'm deploying Teleport Homers. Then you said, oh, well, I did say I was going to do that, they didn't shoot, so it was obvious they were going to do that, and your opponent will be like, oh yeah, that's fine. So I would try and get your opponent to agree to play by intent. But then the same thing is, you've got to be gracious as well. So if he says, oh, I'm putting this unit here, I always try and say I'm happy to play by intent, because people forget shit, and it's like the worst thing in the world if you forget something at a key moment and you get fucked by it. And I guess it's the worst thing in the world. Like, I played a tournament game, where like we got to turn 3 and my opponent went like, oh crap, I forgot to bring in my unit of deep striking Orc Boys. So they're just dead. So you can, in that case, just be a dick and just be like, ah, you forgot to bring them in, they're dead. Or you could be a decent human being and say like, well, you can bring them in, but maybe just don't put them in a super obnoxious place right now because I wasn't prepared for them. Or if you're going to put them somewhere super obnoxious, maybe let me change what I done this turn, you know? So, but yeah, I would go in with low expectations. I'd try and focus on having fun, focus on learning. And it took me 8 years to win an event. A solo event, and I'm super competitive, so it took me 8 years, and I was trying really hard to theory craft and all that shit. Don't expect to be winning an event like you know, early or now, or don't expect to even be doing well. Just start, learn, practice, and also don't get downhearted, right? Like, you will come up against some enemies you don't know how to fight, and you'll probably get spanked by something you didn't even know was a thing. It takes a while to learn at these events, it really does, but you'll come back stronger, and you're never going to get there if you don't start trying. So, you know, yeah, wear comfy shoes, you're going to be standing all day. Yeah, I like to wear trainers. The field manuals are typically every 3 months, yeah? The balance data slate is usually around 3 months, but sometimes it's 4. Have you ever witnessed someone cheat an event? Yes, 100%. Seen it done against me. I've had it done against me at the top table before as well, and I didn't realise till after the game, which is a real shitty move. I wouldn't, if someone's cheating, here's the thing. Like, in my opinion, they're an asshole that's not worth your time. Make sure you do everything that you know to the highest level of your ability, because that's how you'll make friends and that's how people will respect you. And if you know someone's cheating or someone is cheating, and hell, you might even play against someone who's cheating, there's nothing you can do. Just don't let it get you down. I'd say that it's going to happen like once every 20 games or something. There's going to be someone that's so they need to win so badly they're going to cheat. There's not, I mean, you can try and report them, I guess. But yeah, if you think they're playing their rule wrong, 100% call them out. I was playing a really good player, and we were like in turn 3, and he'd been shooting overcharged plasmas at me for the whole game. And I went to the bathroom in turn 3, and when I came back from the bathroom, I was like, right, hold on a second, can we just clarify something? You've been shooting overcharged plasmas at me for this entire game. He's like, yeah. I was like, how come you haven't had to take any hazardous rolls? And he's like, oh yeah, I need to do hazardous rolls. And this was like game 3 of an event, right? And I'm like looking at him like, you son of a bitch. Like, this is game... So you've played 2 whole games? Shooting overcharged plasmas this entire time, and you've not been rolling any hazardous? Like, come on, man. And it's like, at that point in our game, it was like turn 3. What are we going to do? Go back through turn 1 and 2 and retroactively work out which hazardous rolls were failed and which plasmas were killed from those hazardous rolls, and then they couldn't fire in turn 2 and they couldn't fire in turn 3. It's like, we can't go back and figure... Like, even if we had unlimited time, which we don't because we're on a clock and event, we couldn't even figure that out. I'm like, all right, well, from now on, you're rolling your fucking hazardous rolls, you know, like, you should have been doing it since turn 1. So like, sometimes shit happens, but I genuinely think that was a mistake. Like, the guy just likes to jump on the strongest army and just get going with them. And probably didn't have a lot of time to practice, but still, I mean, like, it sucks when that happens to you, right? I have no idea how to paint this Sangre Guard banner. Was this banner painted on the box, actually? Because maybe I should just copy what's on the box. I've sort of committed to the idea that the outside bit is going to be red now, Phil, huh? Do you always do the clock? No. In the last event I played against, I played 5 games. I only did 1 on the clock, and the clock game was when I lined up against, like, if I line up my opponent and I'm playing, like, he's playing demons and he's got 13 models, I'm like, I'm not worried about a clock at all. If I line up with my opponent and he's playing 200 guardsmen, I'm like, dude, we're playing with a clock. You know, if you've taken an army, which means that you've got like a million models, I'm going to make you play with a clock. But for the most part, I think most tournaments generally don't need clocks. It's just those odd armies or those odd players, and you'll maybe get to know those players and or armies, right? You would have called the ref over for that. What are we supposed to do, though, dude? I mean, we could have called the ref over, but how are we going back 3 turns worth of hazardous plasmas? Like, I don't know. I didn't call the ref over, I just told him to roll the plasmas from that then on out, right? $200 models is too much work for me, honestly, as well. I couldn't be arsed with it. I mean, the guy I've played, Garen, we've played at 2 finals now, like both tournaments that we got to the finals at. So I've played him at 2 finals. 1 final he beat me, Space Wolves against Blood Angels. 1 final I beat him, Blood Angels against Orcs. And we never used a clock on the final either time. So I've you know, like, and that's like a high level play from top players. I don't think you necessarily always need the clock, but I've also played other games where my opponent was like, can we use a clock because I want to practice with it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, it's fine. I guess if the clock just pushes you on a little bit, right? Like, you just can't dilly-dally. But for the most part, did I win the game? What, with all the plasmas? No, dude. I mean, if you have unhazardous overcharged plasmas for the entire game, I think, you know, they're pretty helpful, right? 100 Marines. 100 Marines is probably not that competitive, right? Is that your problem, Marius? Have you, if you want to run shitloads of Marines, have you tried heavy intercessors? Because I think they might be quite good these days. Night, Audrey. Have a good night. Good luck. Take photos of your games as well, because you won't remember. It'll all be a blur. So if you take photos of each turn, if you can remember, then you can step back through your games afterwards and figure out if there was things you could have done better. That's probably a good bit of advice. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should have called the ref. I've called the ref before when people have done shit. I had one guy try to move his models after I, like, it must have been like a deep strike or rapid ingress. So I moved them and I dropped my unit in and was like, is this okay? I was like, can these guys see him? And they're like, nope. And then he was like, right. And then he was like, well, I'm just gonna move these guys. And I was like, you can't. It's the end of your movement phase. You can't reposition after I've rapid ingressed. He's like, well, they're meant to be here. And I was like, yeah, but they're not there. So you can't move them now. Because, you know, if you move them now, then maybe I wasn't going to rapid ingress there. It's like, you'll get people. You just got to deal with it, I guess. But yeah, in that situation, I was like, no, dude, you're not moving those. Like, I literally put my guys down so you couldn't overwatch them or you couldn't shoot them. I'm not letting you move your guys so that you can shoot them. Yeah, I think is playing by intent is probably one of the best things to do, right? Because then everything is just clear and above board. And I always, like, I try and always be very fair as well, right? Like, I feel like maybe the biggest takeaway I have is, like, do unto others what you would like done unto yourself, you know? Like, if you put a unit right there and said, oh, I'm putting them there because they're going to make this charge, and then you get to the charge phase and you forget to roll the charge, then, you know, like, it's such a feels bad, like, it sucks to make mistakes, especially in, like, game 4 or 5 when you're tired and stuff. So yeah, I try and, I think playing by intent is a very good, I think it's a very good thing to try and, like, focus on or aim for. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my voice is bothering me and I kind of still feel a little bit awful from this cold, so I'm going to be here for like 10 more minutes and I'm going to take off. I'll be back tomorrow night. We've got our Armyless show at 8:30. Hopefully I sound a little bit less congested tomorrow. Yeah, by converting this guy and getting the banner so close to the wing, it's going to be painting the underside of this banner is going to suck. Yeah, 3 PM Eastern time. Thanks, dude. I actually don't know how I'm going to paint this. Can't fucking see. Hey Terrence, what's happening, dude? This is the only Sangre Guard that I've made from the new kits, you know that? Like, all the other ones are just still on sprues. I just rebased all my existing Sangre Guard onto like 40mm bases. In fact, the only reason that I ended up making this guy, the only reason that this guy is getting paint on him is because I only had 2 Sangre Guard with banners on them previously, like of the Firstborn variant. So I was like, oh crap, now I'm running 3 squads of Sangre Guard and I need 3 banner bearers. So this guy here with his weird banner attached to his sword, or his double-bladed sword, whatever you want to call it, is getting play, I guess. Let's see, that is super awkward to try and paint in there, though. I think the bat, because it's so close to the wings, hopefully no one will notice. And it'll just be that his underside of his banner isn't very painted. The wing's going to block most of it, right? Hey, Alan Phoenix. Question about 40k events. Are grey tie kit bash models allowed? Yeah, I mean, I'm using them literally all the time. You just need to be clear with your opponent what the model is, right? So literally at the start of the game, you just say, this is this, and this is the weapon he's got on him, and you have it in your in your sheet in case he needs to see it. If you're at a GW tournament, then you're not supposed to use 3D printed stuff at official GW events. I don't go to GW events though. I would have liked to gone to one, but I guess because the new Sangre Guard are so shit looking, I don't know if I am going to one anytime soon, because I am for sure using 3D printed Sangre Guard bits on probably all the Sangre Guard models that I have. Yeah, you could ask your tournament organizer before. That's probably the best way to do it. Jason's right. When I got this guy to all sit together nicely, I didn't think about painting that banner. I'll be alright. I'm sure I'll be alright. With taking away the wings, the Sangre Guard probably are now the most kit bash model. You are most probably right. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing. First subscriber of the stream. That took a while, as I'm about to head to bed. I appreciate it. Did I just put a spot in them, or is that already there? Take Bezos Pesos. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I'm sure Bezos will manage. How rich is he even these days? Didn't he have to give his wife, like his wife left him, and didn't she take like half? That would have been the sweetest deal ever. Like, I'll have half of Amazon, thank you very much. I guess he didn't have a good prenup, huh? If Jeff Bezos can't make his marriage work with literally unlimited money, how do the rest of us manage, huh? Was it red on the banner? I just met red, dude, I think. Eon, thanks so much for subscribing. Just meth red. Oh, the wife left because you're a much younger lady. Oh, well, he does have unlimited money, I guess that's how you feel. How do you feel about Ballistus versus a Predator Annihilator? I think I take the Ballistus because of its survivability. Yes, it's probably a little bit less damaging than the Annihilator, but I think possibly the reason I like the Ballistus is it's just a little bit more survivable. And maybe it's a little bit more versatile, right? Because the Ballistus is pretty good against orcs because of the 2d6 blast. Strength 5 frag missile. Like against big groups of orcs, it's going to get like 10 hits or something. Annihilators don't really do shit against 10 orcs. Well, yeah, I mean they kill 3. And then yeah, the Predator only probably has 1 year left in it, whereas the Ballistus is a brand new vehicle that just came out for this edition, so it's got like 10 years left in it. So yeah, I think if you were going out to spend money on a Ballistus or a Predator Annihilator, I feel like I would buy the Ballistus Dreadnought. If you're just looking for pure anti-tank, I think the Annihilator is probably better, but I think the Ballistus, better survivability, better OC, better versatility.
I have awoken.
Hey, thanks for subscribing. Drummer Freak, how you doing? Appreciate it. It's weird how that works. It's like no subscribers for the entire stream. Let's say I'm finishing up and it's like 3 subscribers. Could I kit bash the Sangre Guard with an Infernal Pistol into an Angelus variant to get around the sword balance? That's what I did. I created one that's got a sword and a banner because I didn't like this, the rules of the spear, right? Oh, it just takes someone to remember, then everyone's like, oh yeah, I like this, I'll subscribe. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Sorry I might have been a little bit more subdued than normal. I'm just stupid cold, man, or flu, or whatever it is I had earlier this week. I'm trying to find an opponent for Wednesday night. Go figure, like, I had an opponent on Wednesday night, but I had to cancel on them, and now I'm finding it difficult to find an opponent for this Wednesday. But hopefully I'll find one. It always seems to be when I have to cancel a stream because I'm ill or my kids are ill. It's always difficult to get an opponent for the week after. I don't know what it is. It's like fucking the universe conspires against me. But yeah. Do you know what? If I can't get an opponent on Wednesday night, I'll be back here painting. So maybe I'll see some of you guys then anyway, because you always seem to support me. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a game on Angelic Inheritors on Wednesday, because I feel like I need practice with Angelic Inheritors, to be completely honest. I put the sword on the hip with the banner in one hand and then Jealous in the other. There you go. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of this character here. Excuse me. This character here, where I put the banner on the sort of double sword or whatever you want to call this. This was like the video of how I kit bash this start to finish is on the channel. This was not easy to do, in fact, but I believe this was 2 banners, like jerry-rigged together. Or sorry, 2 spears jerry-rigged together. To basically, well, I'm calling this as a blade, I guess. Like a double-bladed blade or something. Have my list sorted? No, I haven't even started looking at the list, but I think I might try and go even more meta. Like, I'm half tempted to go double Vindicator Tank. I don't know. I know double Vindicator Tank is super meta. So I'm half tempted to do that. I'm also half tempted to go double pop Ball Predator, so it's something like crazy. I mean, it could do double Ball Predator, double Impulsor, double Vindicator Tank, and then the rest is just Sangre Guard. I also wanted to I was also tempted to do Van Vets, led by a chaplain. I don't know. We were talking about it in Discord, like 5 Van Vets with Infernal Pistols, led by a chaplain, so they're +1 to wound. Excuse me. Yeah, my voice is really, I'm done for the night, guys. I will see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Thanks so much for hanging out. You guys have a good evening. Peace. You're just gonna hear me coughing.
I have awoken.